The IITs, as we all know, were set up due to a report that was prepared actually before independence, which very presciently said that India needs, institutions of the highest caliber in science and technology. In fact, it preferred the MIT as a role model. And on that basis, after independence, the first 5 IITs were set up, as we all know. Subsequently, I think after India started growing rapidly, there was a feeling that, and the population also had grown and the aspirations had grown, there was a feeling that we need many more IITs. After all, if you look at every state in India, the large states are pretty much like a country in Europe. So the next set of second generation IITs was started in 8 states. The more populous ones, or the ones that were not represented, zones that were not represented very well. And finally, I think the government decided that all major states of the country should have at least one IIT. So third generation IITs, so-called third generation IITs, were set up after 2015.
So when we came to Palakkad in 2015 to start this IIT, it was very clear to us that the temporary campus facilities in the Ahilya integrated campus is not going to be sufficient for us in 1 or 2 years. So we decided that it is necessary to have a transit campus in the permanent campus site, so that our students, the first batch of students itself, can go there and graduate from on the main campus. We very much wanted our students to feel that they have actually graduated from the campus of the institute, and when they come back many years after, they know that this is the campus from which they graduated. So that was one of our main ideas for our initiative, one of the main reason for starting this transit campus.
I'm happy to note that with this concept of the transit campus, rather than spending much more time in temporary premises, IIT Palakkad and IIT Tirupati too has done the same. They have managed to move substantially, if not completely, to their campus by building very quickly a transit campus, and building it in such a way that many of the facilities created can be later used for various specific purposes as part of the final campus master plan.
We also wanted all our research laboratories, especially sophisticated instruments, to be set up in a place which is a little bit more permanent, so that we don't have to immediately think about moving them, because many of these instruments are not really easy to move. All the facilities here, which is now housing students and the classrooms, the laboratories, etc., will be converted into guest houses, innovation and incubation center for continuing education, and a center where everybody can come and hold conferences, etc. So this is the idea with which this campus has been set up.
I think the new third generation IITs in particular will have to imagine for themselves a different trajectory from that of the first generation IITs. I think they will have to see themselves as part of a much richer, more vibrant and diversified ecosystem, higher education ecosystem, including a lot of good private education institutions, private universities.
Yes, it is true that we are coming up in a very different environment, a very different setup from the first generation IITs. India has moved leaps and bounds forward, and now we have many institutions around, many private institutions around. So we are now actually starting small among these giants. So it gives us a chance to actually grow up with these people and take everybody together and grow. And we see many institutions, but having very different standards. So we hope that we can actually tie up with many institutions around and grow with them and bring up the standards as general standards of education in this country.
We have a vibrant and inclusive research environment consisting of faculty members, postdoctoral fellows, and research scholars. They work in multidisciplinary areas involving experiment, theory, and computation.
All our faculties have diverse research background with state-of-the-art labs, and they have research collaborations with leading industries and universities across the globe.
The curriculum encourages interaction and hands-on approaches so that learning is rewarding and a very important experience for students.
Our program prepares students for both industry as well as higher education. We have an excellent placement record as well as a strong presence of our alumni in reputed universities both within India and abroad.
We have an M.Tech program in power systems and power electronics. We also have a new M.Tech program that's coming up related to data sciences, which is very interdisciplinary in nature. We also have a M.Tech program related to system on chip design, which is jointly going to be offered with the computer science stream.
This is an institute with ample of opportunities where we don't feel any hierarchy or gender differences. Everyone in the institute is willing to help you if you reach out and participate.
Hi, I'm Ishita Lalan. I'm a master's student at UC San Diego and I graduated from IITPalakkad in 2019. Looking back, the best thing about being a student at IITPalakkad was the sheer number of opportunities it provided every student. For example, I was able to go to the inter-IIT sports meet and tech meets, work in the student media body, be elected to the student council, as well as work with the research group and basically explore everything that interested me.
So being in a small town, as we call it, and where we are connected to villages and we are connected to the local administration very easily, and we have the ability to connect to local industries, gives our students and the faculty a good platform to develop ideas and which addresses social issues and take it from classroom to production and classroom to market in a much easier way. Okay, and this is something which we really hope to achieve in this institute, and that would be a unique speciality of third generation IIT.
It is the focus, it is the kind of the ethos of the place, the kind of organically the way the campus develops, the way the mindset there develops on what it chooses to emphasize, what it chooses to really focus on. This will have to be, as long as the focus on excellence, this will emerge. And I think every campus, I believe, every IIT in India will have its own unique place. And I think that the NITs too, and I think India in another 20 years will have a very large number of high quality higher education institutions, each one offering own slightly different or even substantially different menu of options to students.